Hey there, deck builders! Welcome back to another episode of Super Budget Commander. I'm your friendly neighborhood host, Alex. Thanks for hanging out with me. Today's episode features the Sultai powerhouse, Tasigur the Golden Fang. This deck definitely packs a punch, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. You know the drill, a Super Budget Commander deck has a maximum price of $50. The vast majority of cards featured in this deck list cost less than $1 each, and don't be fooled by the low price tag. A Super Budget Commander deck has a clear, consistent strategy and is built to win. Once again, thanks for joining me. Now let's get started. Tasigur the Golden Fang is a well-known and very powerful Sultai commander. Having access to the card draw and control elements of blue, the removal and reanimation spells of black, and the mana ramp of green make Tasigur one of the most well-rounded commanders available. I've chosen to build this deck around combos that generate infinite mana and powerful reanimation effects. Tasigur's abilities are tailor-made for a graveyard-focused theme. His Delve ability means we'll almost always be casting Tasigur for only one black mana. Pair that with his ability to put spells we've already cast back into our hand, and you have a very explosive combination. This is not a deck that will make you friends. It has a very clear goal, and that goal is to win. In spite of the fact that we're running green, this deck has a particular focus on mana ramp artifacts. More specifically, mana rocks that can generate us our three colors, green, black, and blue. As you'll soon find out, these mana rocks are a huge component of our infinite mana creating combos. These mana rocks are also going to help us explode out of the gate quickly and make big plays in the early game. Let's not forget about the Dork Squad. Every deck can make use of a few mana dorks to help move things along a little faster. And just like the mana rocks, they can also be a key part of setting up our infinite combos. Only a fool underestimates a mana dork. In this particular strategy, Satyr Wayfinder is a powerful little goat friend. Not only can he help us fix our mana in the early game, any cards that we can't put into our hand we get to fill our graveyard with. And in a similar vein, there's Coiling Oracle, who allows us to get an extra land onto the battlefield, or at the very least, draw a card. In the early game, Traverse the Ulvenwald is a really handy way to fix your mana. In the mid to late game, it becomes an almost guaranteed creature tutor, which is just awesome. Mulch and its cousin Grizzly Salvage are really helpful ways of fixing our mana and filling up our graveyard at the same time. Mystic Remora is an incredibly powerful and highly underrated enchantment. It's not uncommon for this magical fish to draw you 5 or 6 cards with each go around the table. I've also placed an emphasis on loot effects that allow us to draw cards and then discard cards. Loot effects can help us get powerful reanimator targets into our graveyard, or just recycle hands that we aren't doing a whole lot with. It's equally important to be able to search through the top of our library and pick and choose the cards we need. Cards like Forbidden Alchemy and Fact or Fiction have the added bonus of sending some of those cards to our graveyard, which we can use later anyway. Wheel effects like Windfall and Dark Deal can be fantastic ways of disrupting our opponent's hands while we refresh our own and fill up our graveyard. Efficiency is key, especially when it comes to the removal spells in this deck. Remember, we can recur this removal from our graveyard with Tasigur's second ability. Because Tasigur's ability is 4 mana to cast, it's important that the removal spells he can recur are instant speed and cheap to cast. Combos are fine and dandy, but they're awfully hard to pull off if you can never find the pieces you need. That's why us budget builders have to rely on transmute cards and other slower tutors to get the job done. Cards like Limdol's Volt might not be the first thing people think of when they think tutor spell, but it's a great way of being able to manipulate the top of your library and draw into exactly the cards you need. I'm not a fan of the mana cost of either Diabolic Tutor or Dark Petition, but they give us exactly what we need, a way to find answers, so for that, I give them props. Now we're talking. It's time to start pulling obnoxious creatures out of our graveyard and making our opponents suffer. Not only can we use Animate Dead or Dance of the Dead to bring our own creatures back to life, we can also use it to steal creatures out of our opponents' graveyards. We can also use Exhume and Stitch Together to further our necromancy. Don't forget to double check your opponent's graveyards before casting Exhume. There's no need to give them anything too good. Aw man, you gotta love the ridiculousness of casting giant creatures for basically nothing. Sire of Stagnation punishes our opponents for playing lands and generates us card advantage. Cataract Leviathan is essentially a Cyclonic Rift on a 5/5 creature. Unlike Cyclonic Rift, the Leviathan sends our non-land permanents back to our hand too, so use him wisely. And of course, it just wouldn't be a party without Phyrexian Delver and Runescarred Demon. Phyrexian Delver is a 2-for-1. Reanimating him allows us to get a second creature on the battlefield as well. Talk about value. And Runescarred Demon is a 6/6 tutor spell with wings, which you gotta admit is pretty cool. Here it is, the combo you all know and love, Isochron Scepter and Dramatic Reversal. When paired with a wide variety of mana rocks and mana dorks, this quickly becomes an infinite mana generating pair. Which is exactly why I've included so many mana rocks that can tap for any color we need, and mana dorks that can help us get colors we need as well. This is also why the transmute spells in this deck are 2-mana spells. Transmuting these spells allows us to tutor specifically for the Scepter or Dramatic Reversal and puts us one step closer to victory. Our backup plan to Isochron Scepter and Dramatic Reversal is Deadeye Navigator and Peregrine Drake. Together, these two create a combo where we can use Deadeye's ability to flicker Drake as many times as we need to, then tap 3 of our lands repeatedly, generating infinite mana. Because this deck has such an emphasis on putting cards in our graveyard, it's also important to have creatures like Body Double that can come in as a clone copy of either of these creatures. Don't let all that mana go to waste. Pump it into a spell like Exsanguinate to drain all your opponents to death. Or you can be the real MVP and steal one of your opponent's entire deck and then use those spells against everyone else at the table to win the game. Or you can use Tasigur's second ability to put your entire library into your hand, then kill your opponents however you choose. Generating infinite mana will allow you to cast Dark Petition to tutor for Seasons Past. Seasons Past can be used to reclaim 3 cards from your graveyard: Dark Petition, Reality Shift, and Beast Within. When paired with the Seasons Past and Dark Petition loop, Reality Shift and Beast Within become an infinite combo where you can exile every single card in all of your opponent's libraries. It starts by using Beast Within to destroy any of your opponent's permanents on the board. Now your opponent has a 3/3 green beast token that you can exile away with Reality Shift, which will force them to manifest the top card of their library as a 2/2 creature. Use the Seasons Past loop to recur Beast Within and Reality Shift and continue forcing your opponents to manifest their entire libraries and destroying everything you see with Beast Within. You can also create the Beast Within Reality Shift loop with Tasigur's second ability and infinite mana. The Seasons Past loop just gives you an alternate way to do it. Don't forget to head over to Tapped Out if you want to see the full deck list. That link is in the description. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you like this video and you want more just like it, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe and welcome to the Deck Builders Society. And if you want to be a part of the notification squad, don't forget to hit that bell icon. You know what's up. Stay classy, deck builders. I'll see you next time.